Your Excellency, we are very happy to have you here today. I want to believe that we can confidently say the President of Ghana is now a patron of the Ghana CEO Network. On that note, I would like to welcome you all to the 9th Ghana CEO Summit.
He is the head of state of Ghana, he is the head of government of Ghana, and he is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Ghana. How else can you introduce the president? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome me to introduce His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, President John Dramani Mahama.
It is my honor and pleasure to address you at this year's CEO Summit, an event that has over the years become the foremost platform for strategic thinking and engagement and public-private partnerships. It brings together the nation's most influential economic actors, and it is heartening to note how your community has maintained your resolve even through the trying times of the recent past. This year's theme, Leading Ghana's Economic Reset, Transforming Business and Governance for a Sustainable Futuristic Economy, could not have been more appropriate. It challenges us to examine where we have come from, acknowledge where we have faltered, and above all, define where we must go as a nation. Today, I wish to structure my remarks around two broad ideas. The first is talking about a reset that is anchored in past reforms and achievements, particularly from our previous administration, that were either abandoned or undermined, leading to costly reversals. And so that's going down the path of history. The second is a reset for the future, one that embraces innovation, transparency, and shared growth. A reset designed to restore confidence and elevate our economy through bold but responsible leadership. Let us be honest with ourselves. A true reset must begin by learning from what worked and what was recklessly abandoned. And so the first thing to look at is, how do we lead a reset for the future? A path to recovery and resilience. Distinguished participants, despite these challenges, I remain optimistic. Ghana has what it takes to recover, not by repeating the past mistakes, but by learning from it and innovating for the future. The time has come for us to lift the gloom, to restore confidence, and to build again. And as I said in my inauguration, Ghana is open for business again. Let this summit mark the beginning of a new compact between the public and private sectors, a compact of mutual accountability, shared risks, and shared rewards. Together we can lead Ghana's economic reset, and in doing so lay the foundations for a more prosperous, inclusive, and secure future for our people. I thank you all for your kind attention, and may God bless our homeland, Ghana.
At the Bank of Ghana, we are reforming how we regulate. We are reforming how we communicate, and we are reforming how we partner going forward. The true test will be what you do next as stewards of capital innovation and employment. Let us make this the moment where Ghana's public and private leadership rise together, not just to recover, but to reinvent. But let me emphasize that the cedi, our cedi, remains the only legal tender in Ghana.
We have the opportunity to lead, to innovate, and to build a Ghana that is not only digitally enabled, but digitally sovereign. Let us not be passive participants in this digital age. We must be bold creators of our own destiny. The future belongs to those who build it, and we must build it right here and right now.
The government and the president's vision of resetting the economy cannot be achieved unless, as a people and unless, as leaders, we begin to shape our behavior and our thinking.
If you look at the structure also of these public service organizations, in most organizations, commercial organizations, one of the things that you find out with these public sector ones is that their wage bills are very high, because if you look at KGL Group's wage structure, or the wage bill as a percentage of revenue or profit, it's about between 15 and 25%. You cannot run any organization if 70% of your income goes into compensation.
We anticipate that organizations will need to spend a lot of their resources in preparing for the AI skills gap. So planning for AI-related skills, understanding the business impact of AI, and comprehending how a lack of skills can impact on different industries and different organizations.
Let's reset our institutions, let's reimagine our economies, and let's leverage digital innovation to shape an Africa that is more integrated, more sustainable, and more globally competitive.
Invest in the private sector. That's when, if it's meant to build 100 kilometers of fiber, we will know where the fiber is, we will be able to access it, it will be maintained, and it will be used.
We have a responsibility to each other. Let's all work together to ensure that using the skills that we have in this room, we use every resource we have, every mental capability we have, every opportunity to create jobs, to create a country and an economic system that allows for growth.
There is significant interest in Ghana, and so many investors are interested in investing in Ghana. So what I would say to the Ghanaian businesses is for them to be prepared for the kind of partnership that will be required to do business with those who want to work in Ghana.
Ghana has become a lower middle income country on the back of a growing services sector, on the back of oil in particular. We catapulted 5 years ahead, right? 2010. We were supposed to be a middle income country, either 2020, those who remember Vision 2020, or 2015. If we get, and we have 3 oil fields, if we get 4, 5, 6 oil fields, Ghana will become an upper middle income country.
If you say that we are resetting the economy of this country, then I would say that we need a very secured energy supply. As a country, if we don't really take bold decisions to improve the infrastructure of energy in this country, then all the objectives, goals that we are looking at, we cannot achieve, because energy is the enabler for economic growth.
So MCOM functions as an ISP, which is an internet service provider in Ghana, and we're offering new smart solutions and value across Ghana in various sectors such as agriculture, healthcare, education, security, governmental and non-governmental business and communications through single and multiple network solutions.
So I'll be a bit provocative and say what we need to do is prioritize AI over the usual commodities that we usually prioritize. So I'm talking about literally putting AI over gold, oil, and cocoa.
Ghana can influence, can be part of that international value chain. A smallholder farmer who is below the poverty line, who will now get more income through that certification that comes with these digital tools.
We cannot run away from AI. AI is the way to go, and that is what we need to even adapt in terms of business that we run, from government perspective, how we can generate revenue, and for all sectors.
We did a study trying to using the data involvement technology to look at efficiency of investment in 41 African countries within the health sector. Ghana ranked 26. Yes, and what was clear was that out of, let's say, 100 cedis of public investment, 39% was wasted. So we are inefficient in terms of our public investment. That, for me, is an area where we can drive technology, we can use AI to promote efficiency in our investments.
Having seen how things have panned out over the years, we should deregulate the power sector. and allow government to stay off and allow the pricing of power to be done like the way it is done in the petroleum sector.
The most importantly, it is that how we can transform the raw material into the finished product. That is where we can have an advantage, because if the goods are coming from Far East and from far, the transportation cost is the most important.
We have over 1,000 different rules and regulations in the African continent. So if you know and understand your product, you understand the people, you can easily penetrate.
Previously, I would have said that there have been more conferences on AFTA than more trade. We've had a lot of conferences, but we've only seen fewer trade activities. But recently, we've seen some movement.
So in addition to the partnerships, I think you can also leverage technology. So we have what you refer to as regulatory technology tools. There are a number of them. That helps you to get a quick view or a scan of the various regulations in the different jurisdictions, as well as across sectors.
If you're successful in your country, in your business model here, you can replicate it in other places.
Local intelligence is very important, and we don't really shy away from that. So we do a blend of data analytics, which are global, and we build in local intelligence to really understand what the market is, how is it situated, what does the customer really want, and how best, the resource we have in terms of human capital can fit into that country.
Okay, so if you're in a single country, it's easy to keep an eye on things that are being done within the country. But once you start scaling outside and you have multiple entities, then it means that you have to keep an eye on what's happening.
What is the capital structure that we need to facilitate this size of business? And it comes to a point where scale means that you can't be 100% shareholder or owner of a small pie.
I think when you talk of going expansion, when you become a multinational, you ideally want flexible long-term capital. Long-term capital that is patient. Because you're operating in a very diverse regulatory environment, which you talk of Africa, different kind of economics, different kind of headwinds you get exposed to. The reality is that people are fighting for that long-term capital that is flexible.
Without saying much, I will want to say thank you and God bless you all. Till next year, we meet again. All the best.